Okie dokie. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. I'm running a little slower today. I went and made some French toast for dinner, which took a little longer because I made a whole bunch of French toast so that I would actually have something to eat for tomorrow. Do I need yet more sugar in my diet? No, not at all. But I was listening to that audiobook about presidents, and they were talking about am I working Friday? Yes. I'm doing my job on Friday, and it's like I want to make a joke about I'm working down to jam Friday, but I'm not. I'm specifically I will be working on Friday, and yeah, I want to save up my time. I guess I could have. Well, maybe I could have worked a little longer. Like today and like the rest of the week, but it also started with Monday as a holiday and stuff too, so. I might have been able, had I thought about it, I might have been able to just move my 3-day weekend to this. Oh yeah, no, definitely. I'll stream the Down to Jam stuff. Yeah, we'll see how much streaming I do this week, because I'm like, I probably should go get a haircut and get some groceries at some point before Down to Jam. But yes, no, I'm fully gonna be handing out a lead amount of currency there. Yeah, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do today, because when I went and looked at the Blue Ocean, I was like, oh, that's gonna be in like a week, I should make a trailer. And then I looked at it and it was like, it's 20 days. Oh, okay. Well, means I could focus on a little more like game features before I work on like a trailer, so. And yeah, I think I did show off the game a bit too early, but I do think. Well, and I want to keep just cranking on it, but I need to really redo the architecture at some point so that I can actually add things and remove things easily, so that I can actually work on the game and not have it be a nightmare. But I don't really want to start rewriting it right now, so. Congrats. I was gonna say, that's a plus there. It looks like a big number. So. I was thinking I could do, yeah, I was like, I really should work on the game synergies over the, I wanted to add some more polish and juice and stuff, but. Okay, so. Well, what are the first items in Balatro? Balatro is the, or like backpack hero or something. I don't know I guess the, yeah, it's like, what are the common jokers in Balatro? And I believe it's the ones that are just the, like, boosts a certain suit. Yeah, not a tier list. Because that would be the easiest thing to start with. It's just you get a bonus to the color kind of thing. Oh, it's just straight up molt. Yeah, then it's straight up the suits score. Oh, and then this is the sequences of numbers. Yeah, okay, so that's a good amount of jokers right off the bat there is. Just here's added bonuses for chips and molds. Yeah, okay, then it starts to get into the more wild jokers. So it's not done by rarity or anything. I wonder what the number is. I wonder what the ranking is here. Okay, so how do I add items? Yeah, see, and this is where I need the grid too. To say every item in this row and column have a certain thing. So I don't know. It all got thrown off. I was gonna go do the not down to jam the blue ocean thing, but also it looks like ads. I will respond to the message after the ads. Okie dokie. That was vaguely the intent of putting the... Yeah, I was gonna say, that's sort of why I wanted to put the roller coaster on the break screen. So the fun can be had there a little bit. Okay, PCG stuff works now, and I could remove my current static mesh instancing and handle it directly in PCG as well. That's cool. I mean, if it optimizes stuff, then I would definitely think about it. Okay, so how do I want to handle synergy stuff? Hello, hungry, I'm dead. That's the customary response. There we go. Yeah, exactly. Hello, hungry, I'm Gorley. I love how that's immediately I'm hungry has just turned into hello, hungry, I'm dead. Rip boiled water, you will be missed. Damn it. It's so stupid, and I read the joke, and I know the joke, and yet it still hits me. Okay, so what do I want to do for, like, synergies? If I want to start doing, like, synergy stuff, or... I don't know. I was gonna do a trailer. I could do some, like, juice in it, or I could add some, like, feel good to the game, or improve the tutorial, or I don't know what I want to work on. Said I'm hungry, said I'm dead, nearly stabbed me. I guess it's not a joke for 6-year-olds. Yep, it's gotta be fun being an actual dad doing dad jokes. I'm nowhere even near that. I barely have friends, let alone a relationship. Oh, and then because I could mess with the sandbox mode and stuff too, or I could fix some bugs, or I don't know what the fluff I want to work on. I kind of want to do like some pixel art or something, because I said Doug is having the like an art contest for the Monterey Bay Aquarium stream. Oh, that's what I was kind of thinking about, is working on the sandbox bit for this. Because then, okay, no, I've been working on making the game good. Let's add unnecessary stuff to this. That's yeah, it would work on a better loop. There's so many loops though. Gosh, that's what I put down, is that's what I'm doing. Yeah, look, see, you go here and then you loop through this and then there. And then there. And then I could even just loop it back the, Oh, I put that 4 a little too close to get the infinite loop, but that's okay. The game loop is quite boring. It has no real purpose. Yeah, that's true. Like I said, I based it off of somewhat like the poker thing, where you're getting sets of colors and numbers. And, oh, maybe I should fix the thing with the infinite. The infinite ball there. Okay, so what would be a reasonable number of bounces? So if you were to make a snake going across the entire grid. Yeah, so let's just make it so that the ball has a certain amount of lifetime. Would be good. Okay, so a 5x5 grid. Focus on making it more like a game than a toy at this point. It's got game-like features to it. Look, there's numbers, and they go up, and you can win and lose because of the numbers. It's a game. It's not a toy this time. Oh, I gotta fix the web bug on the zooming and stuff, too. Okay. Toys can have numbers. Yeah, I suppose. I don't think it's common that toys have numbers. Okay, can you come up with a toy that has numbers off the top of your head? It doesn't have progression? I mean, the number goes up. What more do you want from me? You know, interesting decisions at a certain point. Yeah, okay, well, getting there. I want to make it do pixel art. You say you want to make a game, so let's focus on making a game. Well, dang it. What if I say I want to make a toy? That would be a lie. I want to make it toyetic, but I do want to make it a game. So, wait, you had to figure out how to make the player feel how this game could be deep. Yeah. That's adding the actual like upgrades to the where you want to pick one thing over another thing instead of just here's the highest in number, or here's all of the same color. But yeah, it's the decision between, oh, I want this one that's yellow versus anything else. Which I sort of had, except it did kind of boil down to you just pick the biggest to best number. Well, and I guess Balantra does the boss modifiers. That's also how they incentivize different builds too. Not only do the jokers give you certain amounts, but so well, that's where I was writing down all of the different vectors that can be messed with, which was here versus the different types here. I guess rock, paper, scissors is one version of that, but it's also just boosting, like, in this case, greens or yellows or whatnot. Yeah, I guess it's how do I progress the thing. I know Backpack Hero does do, like, negative things and stuff. Don't feel like I have enough input or decisions on things I place on the board are permanent. Not saying it shouldn't be like that, but maybe the rounds could be shorter and a new level is introduced sooner. Yeah, and all these numbers are arbitrary. And I did, I guess I can show off the absolute jank that is trying to get the buttons to clip to the add to the board and then be removed from the board. I do need to yeah, it's just I want to show off the actual like what makes this game interesting before I go and remake the entire thing, of which it's close. I think it's close, but it's not there yet, obviously. I could try adding the holes. I could try adding the goals back in. I don't think that's not necessarily a good way to that'll make it a puzzle again, as opposed to like this a little more score related thing. Okay, the replacing the buttons, where was that? Is it on the button maybe? Yeah, it's funny watching that Jonas Die Roller video of here's a good way to make an architecture, and I'm like, yeah, no, I have spaghetti that is all linked together in very long noodles. It's all one overcooked glob. Like here, where I'm like, where did I have the code for... It feels like adding and removing buttons would have been here. Yeah, could I have switched up the music? Yeah. Okay, and then here. It's 3 lines of code, but it should be not that. But that's because I don't have actual grid spaces. Okay, but here, if I do this and then that, the issue was, I feel like I can optimize every single round to squeeze as many points out of it as possible. Yes, then I'm like, oh, I can move the 1 there to then get some more points out of that. And then say, oh, okay, well now I can... Yeah, that I don't have it so that you can actually, like, move it off of the board. But... Yeah, because then I'm like, okay, I probably should have it bounce through the 1s a couple times to get that sequence going. Why, it is being extra finicky here, isn't it? Yeah, it's not a thing, but... Right click to clear the buttons? Oh yeah, I have it for the bumpers. I suppose I could have it for the buttons too. Why is that being extra wonky? I don't know, like, well, I think it's partially because my back has been complaining again, too. I'm like, did I really do that bad on the, Yeah, so then it's like for maximum optimization, it's, okay, let's place all of the bumpers to roll over all of the things, and then go, okay, there's another 1. Now we clear everything and do it again. And that's, like... I didn't want to. And that might be just having an item that moves a button around and stuff too, is that, Okay, here I am about to just go implement right click to clear buttons, but... At least I hope I'm illustrating why I didn't want to, or why I've so far gone with, let's not have the buttons movable. I don't know, but it works for Backpack Hero. Despite the fact that you can remake your build at any time. Where'd the audio go? Is it just super quiet? I think it's just super quiet. Okay, I could do right click to clear the buttons. Okay, but the core issue being, don't feel like I have enough input or decisions. Things are placed on the board are permanent. I'm not saying it shouldn't be like that. Maybe a bit the rounds could be shorter and the new level introduced sooner. And some of it might also be just a clearing the board at the end of a round. What does loot plot do? I don't know. I just... Maybe I shouldn't lean on, like, what does the other game do as a solution, but... I've also found that, like, there's reasons behind the other decisions and stuff, too, so... Yeah, because this one did just do the, like, score go up. Not that this is a model game, like, I had my issues with this in its current iteration. And it did kind of fall into that, like, okay, the number just keeps going up and I just keep adding stuff. Okay, but the question still being... The problem being I don't have enough input or decisions. Just throwing some random thoughts out there, but a dynamite item that removes elements at a certain radius. So you can't just destroy the one thing that you want, but have to consider what this will break and if it's really worth it. Well, right now I like the tension between the buttons are kind of locked in place, but the bumpers are not, so that you can remake your path if you want, but the buttons kind of stay in a spot. Well, and that's what the bowling pins are supposed to be too, is the like consumables that just get hit the once. Which I think would also help with the like the permanent buttons kind of thing. Okay, but the issue is here right now that once you place all the buttons, you get a configuration that you like and you just stay with that because the buttons stay in place. But okay, wait, let's write out the pros and cons here. So the problem is the it's like you're kind of locked into a single strategy. But you place the buttons and it gets locked. And I think another problem being that there's just not enough like the decision for the strategy is pretty arbitrary too. So no incentive for other strategies. Why this just doesn't do a spell checker? Okay. So you're kind of locked into a single strategy and you don't have any incentive for other strategies. Or maybe that is kind of the same thing, is that there's just no incentive for any other strategy. The easiest answer being incentivize the lower numbers or incentivize certain colors. Which is kind of what the combos are supposed to be for the colors and stuff. It doesn't work as well for the numbers. Yeah, because I think, and maybe the bonuses for a sequence need to be higher too. Because right now, if you have 3 6s in a row, that gets you 36 off of the bat versus 3 1s, which gives you 3. So a bonus of 10. Really not a lot of... And I do kind of like the... I don't know, it's something that Balatro does. I think it kind of works. Well, I think it's one of those like emergency levers you can pull, is where you're like, oh, I need just a little bit more score. I will just score a big number at the end. You know, I'll just throw out a high card to get just a little more. So I like the numbers scoring. So yeah, so there might need to be a increased bonus. Like, so on the scoring for Balatro. Yeah, and if we're talking about the way Balatro was made, was it did not look at other games and then just came up with the solutions. And kind of funny enough, convergent solutions in a lot of cases there, but... can, and then I could boot up the game and actually look at the menus, but let's try to avoid that for now. Yeah, this is the menu I wanted to look at. Although I wanted to look at the stuff at the bottom, but that's okay. Okay, let's... I like the idea... Well, okay, yeah. Like, I like the idea of I can just say I came up with a strategy without looking at somebody else's answers. Although, probably still gonna land on the same kind of solutions anyway. Okay, but the big problem being there's no incentive for other strategies. So, is that a... do I increase the incentive on the combos, or do I increase the benefit of other strategies? I mean, I think ideally it would be increase the benefit of other strategies, which would then go into the... Okay, well, this incentivizes you to pick up green. This incentivizes you to pick up ones. So what kind of incentives can I do, though, too? And that's why I wanted to do the Dumb Dad Blasted Holes that had, like, different kinds of goals. It was to incentivize different strategies. So you're like, oh, this hole wants green. How do I get a green ball into that hole? Which and then goes back to like, okay, now it's just a puzzle game instead of a roguelike. That's the tension I'm having here. Okay, well, the solutions, I could just write down some solutions and then say my problems with the solutions. There we go. We'll write down the solutions and then the problems with the solutions, and then we write down the solutions to those problems. They just chase each other down the rabbit hole until the stream ends. Okay, let's pair these up then. Okay, the solution for being locked into a single strategy is to, you know, unlock the button player, or, you know, unlock items. You know, unlock the strategies. Or the, you know, fluid strategy selection. There we go. So fluid strategy selection. Okay, well, maybe it's a why sort of question for, like, when you are, like, why does it feel like a problem that you're locked into a single strategy with the buttons? And I think part of it being enough input or decisions when things are placed on the board. So that's saying there's not enough input. And now I'm thinking like, oh, you press the button and it makes another button next to it. Or it makes another button somewhere else on the board. Yeah, get it. Make a duplicate button that spawns another duplicate, and then then the board is just filled with duplicates immediately. I think that is one nice benefit of having like a set grid size, is that's gonna stop it from any kind of. Well, okay, I guess that's the like the bouncing ball problem, is that the ball just could get caught in a loop and bounce forever, and then you win. Okay, so maybe we also add like a why is this a problem? Okay, maybe we throw it under here. So why is this a problem that I want to solve? Is because the, yeah, okay, because there is no, not enough decisions. Yeah, because a game is a series of interesting decisions. So if you're locked into a single strategy, you don't have enough decisions so you can make fluid strategy selection. But then, the problem with that is that that's too many decisions. Well, I think it doesn't necessarily solve the problem of... Okay, maybe not enough meaningful decisions. Well, okay, in the games that I'm like also coming off of, yeah, okay, also knowing that only a single ball will come out from the same destination reduces the amount of decisions need to be made. Well, and that is, I could add more, like the stuff that I could add that would more quickly solve that would be the, you know, multiple pipes and more, like adding more space to the grid and stuff too. But yeah, I could either, yeah, because that's adding like more pipe or more balls to a single pipe and stuff too. So, not saying your version was better, but having more pipes and rotating between them was one way to solve it. Well, and that was kind of the original intent with the, because it would be a pipe full of a few different balls that you would then have to try to sort to different locations. Okay, but having more pipes and rotating between them was one way to solve it. And some of it is, it also doesn't necessarily get that, like, Rube Goldberg machine aspect, where it's this thing triggers this thing, triggers this thing, that triggers this thing. Like, I think I do need to have it fulfill that fantasy at some point. Which I think the easiest one being that a button starts another, like, you like, ball rolls over a button that sets off another pipe, which sets off a button. You know, just sets off another ball. Well, and like, if I look at a Rube Goldberg machine, okay, like if I even just look at the, like, I think it is other items that are not like just a ball too might also help. Yeah, because like here, okay, lifting the arm, I think? Lifting the arm. I don't see, is this actually, I guess this is, oh, I guess this is the first step here. Lifting the arm triggers this to fly up to this bird that will then grab it, and then that will stop filling this water bucket, which will then close the lid, which will then let off the firework, which will then cut this, which will then clean the person's face, I guess. But it is different items, like this triggers a fling here, which triggers a bird item here, which triggers a bucket here, which triggers a... Oh, somehow there's a clock attached to this? Does the clock actually do anything? Okay, which then sets off a light. Which sets off a firework, which uses a sickle there, so. So it might also be a matter of different items that are getting triggered as well. Okay, do I have any other items that I... Not that I have to get the, like, actual Rube Goldberg aspect of it just yet. I could just stick with the marble rolling around for now, but... Because that's not the problem I'm trying to solve. I'm not trying to solve the problem of the fantasy isn't working out. I'm trying to solve the problem of there's just not enough decisions. I don't know if I'm gonna yawn like that. Oh wait, I coulda hid before the yawn. I guess I will now. Nobody saw anything. I'm on break and the ads are happening. I'm here, I'm doing things. No, I'm not. I'm yawning, I'm tired. I'm probably like not feeling great because I've been eating too much sugar, and then I went and had French toast anyway because the presidents used to like eating egg bread, and I'm like, that sounds good. Also, I don't know why my back decided to give me another Day of pain. Probably because I got in a car again and drove it around for too long. Wah, wah, boo, hiss. Okay. Let's, I don't know, jump around, do some jumping jacks. See if that, no, let's stretch. Let's stretch, see if that helps. Okay, that was actually a good idea. Maybe I should do that more often instead of just complaining. Maybe move a bit more and stuff. Okay. So, okay, so another... So this is just moving buttons. That's really what this is. Moving buttons, but then another good solution being to have a reason to move them, which is different starting locations. Which, I guess if I'm thinking about it from a marble drop viewpoint, that's entirely what that game is different starting locations to reach different ending locations. Well, and like I said, personally right now, yeah, it might be the meaningful part of it, is the meaningful decisions. But I think having the bumpers still being like fully placeable while the buttons get locked in place. Yeah, I don't think it would work the other way around. And that's why it feels like it's not fully locked into a single strategy. But yes, maybe having a different starting point would also help. Well, like I said, I could add a pipe as an item to the like list of items in hand. Would also sort of give that same idea. But then I think it becomes easier to hit all the buttons. Well, if I add a lifetime to the ball, so after a couple of bounces, it disappears. So then you only have a certain number of buttons that you can hit. I don't know, some of this feels like it's also trying to solve the problem of, like, once you reach a certain point in a roguelike and you're locked into your build, then you don't really need to change it much either. It's like once you have all the items that you're looking for, well then you have all the items you're looking for. You're not gonna find better items necessarily. Well, and I know that's how, like, Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom tried to solve the, like, okay, you have a powerful weapon, how do you play other things in the game? So they just said your weapon breaks after a certain point. Which I think is the same thing as the ball disappears at a certain point. Although for Zelda, that was kind of like, you just lose access to that weapon entirely. Although I know they did with the Master Sword, where that came back after a certain amount of time. And then you just kind of relied on it and just were frustrated that it didn't come back fast enough. But I think it got to be more interesting when you had like, oh, okay, I want to use like a lightning arrow on a wet enemy or something. I don't know if they did a little bit of that. But still, it's like, okay, this is something wooden or something that can be lit on fire, so you want to use a fire arrow as opposed to something else. Which then loops back around to, like, you know, this round, orange buttons score more. You know, this round, blue buttons score more or something. Which is another way to do it. That's a bit arbitrary. I don't know, it's all going back to like, okay, just incentivizing different colors and different numbers by just increasing the score of those different colors and numbers. Okay, very quick, easy test, I'm realizing. I just up the number. Let's see how that plays out. Oh, I think that'll be... Wait, can I get that? I was gonna say, can I get the balls to just run into each other while they're on top of a button? Oh, no, they get eaten by each other. Oh, because they hit the other pipe there. Wait, so really? They don't, Okay, so now if I do that... I thought they had some kind of collider. Oh, they do. Oh, they didn't collide. Oh, if they can land on a button then. They don't look like they're rolling and moving either. It's like, oh man. Okay, if I do it again. Okay, wait, if I do you going that away, and you going like that away. Oh, I had it, and then I ruined it. So you going that away. And then that away, and then you're going that away. That's just gonna collide in a different spot, right? Yeah, okay. I guess they're always gonna collide where they're not on a button, which I guess is good, but also I just needed them to delete each other, basically. Okay, definitely a more interesting problem here. I don't know if it's a better solution, but... yeah, because now you gotta get the balls to not run into each other. It somehow feels like it's gotten more finicky. It's feeling like it's almost a little too much with the multi-ball. Which is why the answer was different locations, not multiple locations. So wait, I can get them into the same like converging path, right? I just decided not to. What happened there? They are colliding? That would make sense that they're colliding. Wow, that changes the speed in a really odd way. Huh. Neat. Okay, and then, like, I guess could I say which pipe is doing what. Yeah, because I think something like a Binding of Isaac, where a lot of the decisions of an item is whether you take it or not, is not the most interesting decision. I don't know, can I think of like a scenario in which I made for a game for a build or something? Or I guess, like, when was I particularly happy with a strategy? I think it's matching a strategy to whatever scenario the game has. And this, in this case, that's why this is boring, is because the initial starting scenario is the same every time. And yes, you could change which direction the pipe is going, but... Okay, well, I could disable the pipe rotation too. Okay, wait, I wanted to disable the pipe rotation. Yeah, which would then be okay, and then have a different starting point. I think all of the other games that have this kind of grid-based pathing and stuff are stuff like trains, where it is just you're trying to send it from point A to point B. I don't know, what is the most exciting strategy for me? Yeah, and I think a lot of the exciting strategy for me to play is something like Marvel Snap, where you're getting whatever semi-random set of cards to then work with. Well, and that's if I wanted to go in the deck building angle, I could do, like, you have your own deck of balls or whatnot. And I think something like Peglin, since I haven't fully played that one, I'm not entirely sure. But I believe that does, like, you can pick different kinds of balls, but the board that you're playing on is set. Okay, but I think it is the initial setup. Needs to be changing a little more. Yeah, which I was thinking the different buttons placed on different spots on the board, but it's not fully happening. The input randomness of the buttons is what I was trying to get working. But yeah, I do think there does need to be some input randomness on the ball. Okay, the easiest way for me to do that right now, I think, instead of doing another pipe, is that I just lock the position of the pipe, but then randomize it every round. That would also give me a somewhat different... Okay, so the pipe, when I click on it, I want it to not rotate. And then... Okay, so we'll just do that. Yeah, there's even stuff like this, where I'm like, this should not have this information. This should be somewhere else, where there's like a grid item that has this. Okay, I'm not remaking the game right now. I'm making the game right now, and then I can remake it later. Okay, and then did I have it randomizing the direction of the pipe? Or does the pipe always start in the same direction? I can't recall. Okay, so you're going that away. That seems to be different. We're getting rid of you for testing. So, you are in fact randomizing. I can't click you to send you somewhere different. Oh, I guess there is a scenario in which it's gonna go off the board immediately. Whoops. So I guess if I make it so that this is locked, I will have to deal with that. But again, I think that also requires me to actually have like a real grid set up. Like actual. Okay, then. So this is the open pipes on the game manager. Yeah, okay, because right now there's a world in which you could just have it roll to toss it off the edge of the board many times over. Not ideal. Okay, but open pipes, wherever that is, I also needed to a pipe. I think it's just when it's clicked on. The pipe spawn. I guess I could have just called it pipe too, but open pipe, close pipe, random color, set direction. Ah, okay, so there's a set direction. And the grid move direction, and then I can randomize that. So now for each pipe in pipes, pipe open, and then after the fact, the pipe dot set direction is a random, I guess between, say, grid move direction, and I think I saw none in there. Okay, it is at the end. Oh, and up down. I'm not messing with that right now. Okay, so 0 to 3. So now we do a random range between 0 and 3. And translate that to a grid move direction. There we go. Okay, so now hopefully that will set the pipes direction after each round. So that's the simplest way to okay, yeah, I should add a lifetime for the ball bouncing around and stuff too. It's gotten more finicky. Weird. Okay, yeah, I didn't think it snapped. Could you cut that out? How did it get more touchy? I don't understand. Yeah, okay, now I'm just trying to get super multiple bounces off of everything. You were supposed to rotate after the fact. You're rotating at the same time. Yeah, I can't strategize. I can't play with that. Yeah, open pipe, then set the direction. Open pipe. I thought I disabled the... I thought I was supposed to do it immediately. Like when you open the pipe. Start coroutine, spawn ball. Yield return, wait for second spawn time, and then the spawn time, I thought I set to 0. Spawn time 0. Yeah, 0. So none on the spawn time. Although I don't think it's I think the game manager's moving the thing is happening before it starts at coroutine here too. Especially if it's looping through a whole list of balls or something. Yeah, okay, and the ball, when it gets destroyed, does not say, hey, I finished the round. I think that's really also where I would want that too. Why you gotta be like this? I want this to be finished before you play this. Before you change the direction of the pipe. I see, and I never know if it's a quiet stream because everybody's lurking or if ain't nobody here. This is not riveting though. I don't blame anybody if they're, you know, playing Minecraft or playing Peak or working on Replicant or I guess hanging out with a child. Getting ready for Down to Jam. Or I don't actually know. It doesn't say if there's anybody. Nah. Okay. At least Stream Avatars does not think that there's anybody else. So why you gotta be like this? This is what I want you to do. I just want you to do it after the ball has already started moving. I was gonna say, and it shouldn't affect the ball, but it's because this is doing the rotate so quickly. Before this has gotten to finish, it's spawned the ball coroutine here. And I don't need to add a spawn time on that either. So, there is a Pokoroli here. Hello, hello. I wasn't entirely trying to call people out. I was just... Some of it is kind of a memory thing of like, how well do I know the people that have showed up here based on the messages they've sent and stuff too. That's really what that's really what the test was, not a who is lurking kind of test. Oh, I guess I made it partially as probing to see if there is. Yeah, okay, we did hear lurk callouts. That's... yeah, there was some vague lurk callouts. I disabled the number to see whether people are here. Also, hello, hello. I see there's a fun base. I don't think I've ever used the line "Honey, I'm home," but I don't. I only had that relationship for like 3 years, and I was never a like cutesy pet name kind of guy. Which is probably why I haven't taken to like calling myself a nickname or anything either. Oh yeah, Funbase was nicked by the job, or the job finally found a new home. Ah, just got home. I was like, I've done my fair share of first days at work. Typically pretty boring and pretty easy, so I hope that's what it was for you. Also, 9 to 5. I am much more of like a 7 to 3. Although I attempt that and end up closer to 8 to 4, but 9 to 5 just seems so late to me. I get up too early for that. Yeah, just orientation and syllabus. Yeah, I don't know of a job that's really thrown it in. It's like, okay, let's do all of the things. You know, like, let's get you doing stuff on day one. It's always just like, now we're just talk to HR. Get your computer set up and stuff like that. Yeah, I was gonna ask if anybody wanted to do a announce the stream together, but yep, I won't be streaming it or anything. Had I, yeah, it's like I could have put in some more. Well, it's just I will be disappearing for a while, and I want to save my vacation time for that. Yeah, because I'm not doing the launch for Borderlands 4 either. That was kind of tempting. Well, it was definitely tempting back in the day for Borderlands 3. But Borderlands 4, it was just like a week ago. Or, you know, like it feels like a few days ago at PAX where they're like, oh, we're doing a launch party. I'm like, okay, 2 weeks is not enough time for me to get prepared for that. Yeah, okay, starts at 1 p.m. Eastern on Friday. Sounds like I won't be getting too much done at work at 1 p.m. Eastern on Friday. If I'll be brainstorming game jam stuff. Most likely. Yeah, why you gotta be like that, you dumb? I want you to spit out the ball and then rotate. That's not, well, no, I don't think that's slowing it down. I think it's the fact that this is literally just right after this, so it runs this before the pipe has a chance to spawn the ball. Yeah, okay, if it's doing all this before it gets to the spawn ball. I did think this was kind of funny here, where somebody's like, oh yeah, I liked all the themes, this is great. And then I think Brainoid down here somewhere. Well, I guess not. There was like a... How about no? Oh yeah, no, that's what it was. Not the, that there, but... Yeah, just, nope. Not good enough. What was my stats? I think I'm pretty lenient. Like, I'm just excited when people make things. Yeah, okay. I said, yeah, pretty much everything. Okay. I just don't want to put in the effort right now. I want you to just do the thing and not do something else. Because if I could change the order of operations here, it'd be fine. If it would just say, okay, well, after this runs, then you do this, instead of trying to do this simply because this is starting somewhere else. Or because of the, yeah, and I don't know if the... It's 7:30. I was gonna go to bed a little earlier today. I went to bed a little too late yesterday so I could finish that Patreon update. Another one of those ones where I say to all of the nobody that are there, but I'm like, I actually do have a good number of free followers. Well, okay, maybe. I have a number of people who have followed at one point. Because I definitely had a few people who would subscribe, like add to the... became patrons and then immediately canceled. And I was like, I don't have any rewards for like a single thing on there. And when I did, I didn't get any response on those either. So I'm like, okay, I don't think... Thinking it's just yet another kind of bot spam where somebody's just throwing money at me and then running away and trying to mess up the... I don't know. That hasn't happened in a while either. I don't know how to get you to either go faster or... I think it's also this, when you open the pipe, should save off which direction. And then put it into here. So... Well, I could put a direction in here. I don't think that's gonna be a... Ah, watching another streamer play Loop Walker. That's a good idea. Wait, I can hide it. I can hide the... Wowie. Sucking out all the points there. Is GMTK still voting? What GMTK thing? Because there's a GMTK jam happened a while ago. Okay, but yeah, I can do some more back stretches and some I mean, I'm still standing, so I think my posture's okay. Yeah, I should do that some more. Yeah, and to sit up, sit down next to each other. I'll do some squats as well. And some deep breaths. Yeah, this all sounds like good for waking up a little bit. That's what I said. If I do it towards the camera. Oh no, it still does the thing there. As I play peekaboo with the camera. We just triggered a yawn. Yes, you know, you guys do not need the knowledge that if you just cause me to do deep breaths, that you could just get yawns for free. Don't even have to wait for it. Okay, so you dumb dad blasted mother flipping thing. I just want you to stay in a direction. It's just convenient that, like, here. I could do it after it scores too. Not each time it scores, but after it I don't know, that feels like it would kind of ruin the What are your favorite themes? Like the P being somebody else? Phil, possibly? I don't know. I was like, yeah, that was mine. I liked... I was like, I like my theme enough, I'll go for mine. And apparently, Brainoid put that one in. So it's, nepotism all the way down. Well, I guess nepotism, not necessarily, the favoritism. That's probably more accurate. Well, no, that is more accurate. Favoritism all the way down. What the fluff was I doing? I was trying to wake up. It's only 7:30. Maybe I'll go to 7:45 and call it quits. Seems hacking early, but... Or maybe 8 o'clock and call it quits. I do want some extra sleep, and... I ain't getting jack diddly done, so... Yeah, it's convenient. I want it right here after you open the pipes. But the, Oh, and I can't take it out of this. Yeah, and the whole problem is that it's opening the pipe and then setting... Or it's setting the direction before it opens the pipe. Despite the fact that it says it's setting the direction after it opens the pipe. I don't feel like I need to do a direction. I think shred might be fun. Well, because I had 3 separate ideas with shred, being like shredding it to pieces, or shredding as in playing a guitar, or shredding as in snowboarding. And I'm like, okay, that's 3 different things that are pretty wildly different that are all still shredding. So, while also still being specific enough of, like, it's like snow sports and like 2 pieces and playing music. Yeah, no, I think I don't know if I would want to do like a pixel shredder kind of game, but I did look at that earlier. That did look kind of fun to do. So I just keep thinking of Professor Farnsworth saying to shreds. To shreds, you say. Because I feel like that has to be a meme. Yeah, to shreds, you say. I don't even remember the context for this. Oh, there's more Futurama to watch, too. Gosh dang it. I'm so behind on all my TV because I'm stuck in the car for 2 hours a day.
Painlessly? To shreds, you say? Well, how is his wife? Oh, how awful. Did he at least die painlessly? To shreds, you say? Well, how is his wife holding up? To shreds, you say? Oh, how awful. Did
There
he
we
at least
go.
die painlessly? To shreds, you say? Well, how is his wife holding up? To shreds, you say?
That's okay. That's what the joke is. Okay, do I want to go to 7:45? Do I want to go to 8 o'clock? Do I want to just call it quits since I'm just... time to put a TV in the car. I'm looking to do the van pool. Apparently there are other people that go to the base. My thing was that I'm going to the office next to the base, not the actual base itself. But yeah, and looking it up, it was like, okay, well, it's a 10-minute drive to the station to even get picked up by the van pool. And then I think it's a 10-minute walk from the gate to the office. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm adding another... Or maybe it's closer to like 20 minutes? I'm adding at least 20 to 40 minutes to the one way of the commute. So I'm like, that makes it closer to like 3 hours, at least. It switches it from me driving to me being somebody else driving, but... Yeah, so I might try it and see. My mom wanted me to try it, and has been wanting me to try it for a while. And I do like the bus. The ride in the bus to school was a fantastic time. I really enjoyed playing the DS. It's just the idea of I'm gonna get in a car and drive for 10 minutes. It's just like, well, okay, if I'm in a car driving, might as well just drive to the office. I don't know. I just don't want to live in the middle of nowhere either. I'm like, okay, I could live in the middle of nowhere to be next to the office, but I don't know. And my incompetency has caused me to jump around different jobs too, where I'm like, okay, well, I don't know that I'm even gonna be good enough to stick with the job, so... I mean, partially incompetency, partially just sheer laziness. Well, and no enthusiasm for the actual job I'm doing either. Yeah, it's... You're supposed to spit out the ball first, then turn around, you goof. Then I could really test to see if this is an idea worth pursuing. And that's what I have, is it opens the pipe and then it switches directions. You dumb. But you decide order of operations says this this is happening too fast for the other thing to happen. Okay, what am I doing here? I literally just need to take this and put this in the pipe at the bottom of the pipe. I don't know why And that's why I want to call it quits, just because clearly this would have taken 2 seconds for me to realize, oh, just put it at the bottom of the method. The pipe. But I'm not here right now. Okay, so after you spawn the ball, we're gonna just put it here. Once the ball has fully spawned and fully has its direction, then you can set a new random direction for the pipe. There we go. Okay, so if the game manager's not gonna do it, then this can do it. And we can spaghettify even more. My code is like gazing into the abyss. You become spaghetti. You become spaghettified as you gaze deeper and deeper into the code. Oh boy. Okay, so now I do let's roll. There we go. Spits out the ball and then faces a different direction. Yeah, okay, but now it's gonna spit it off the edge of the map too often, I think. I don't think I have any way to constrain the pipe to the middle of the map either. Ruh-roh, because that's really all it is it just needs to make sure it's not on the edge. I think I just have it. Okay, so when you spawn a pipe, how are you doing so? Spawn grid, level, item, pipe. Yeah, okay, so it's picking from the positions. So just any position. Oh, there. Yeah, okay, so that's those positions. Okay, how am I adding the positions? Can I... The middle of the positions is... Yeah, I'm like, can I make it so it doesn't spawn on the edge? Would be proud of myself if I could. Okay, the positions. Where is this getting set? Okay, well, now we just do... Funny how I was listening to this yesterday. And yet this is still grooving with it today. Okay, it's positions. Where is the positions getting set? It's removed from the positions. Was it just at the top? No, that's spawn position. Should be spawn level, right? So where is this? It spawns the grid, which then spawns their positions add. So it adds the width and... Okay, so when it picks... Okay, so when it adds it to the list, it'll be 1. So how do I pick this center? Position-wise. So it'll be the first set of numbers, and the last set of stuff is a no-go. And then I somehow need to pick the other ones that are... Yeah, okay, so if it's doing like a... I need to somehow figure out how to get at the first, the middle 3 in there. Yeah, because this is just a list of positions. No, I needed the other one, right? It's just picking a random position. So I can change the range to be like 1 and -1, which would make sure that it gets, I don't know, that might be good enough just for quick testing right now. That's still gonna give me 6 positions on the edges that are gonna be a 1 in 4 chance to dump it off the board. Okay, wait, so is that... okay, wait, no, we restarted it. That didn't do anything. That's still the corners and everything. That didn't do anything. Really? Is spawn level not what I'm using? I could have sworn that's what I was using. Okay, well, I'm not gonna figure that out right now. I'm just gonna re-roll until I get a version where the pipe is in the middle, and then I can try to see if they locked... Okay, no, I need it in the middle because there's a chance that it'll dump it off the edge. Yeah, like that. Okay, so you... There we go. That's good enough. Now, here I am immediately wanting to turn it around. Okay, well, I have to do that. So let's do that. No, I probably could get it out into the center of the board first before I start. Get there. There we go. Now I can loop through these a bit. Okay. So now, is that an interesting decision? No, now it just feels like I have to remake the whole... It's like I want it to be where you want to... I see. I thought it was like the bumpers, reconfiguring the bumpers I think is interesting. But reconfiguring the well, yeah, because this is essentially forcing you to have to remake the path each time if you want the optimal, and that's what people are going to play for, because seeing how I left it so that you can get the infinite loop, that's immediately what Philwin did. So, which that's fair. That's when a gamer plays a game, it's going to be optimized. Okay, but right now this is not entirely working for me because you have to remake the path every time. Well, and I think that's also why it doesn't fully work for... It's because I want it to be, like... Okay, so go back to the pipe. I want to release it from its... I want it to be, Yeah, see, you got it. You're hearing me correctly. I want it to be better. Duh. Who would want it to be worse? I want it to be better. Don't ask me how to do that, but that's... I know what I want. I know who I am. I'm a dude playing a dude who thinks he's another dude. No, I'm a dude misquoting a movie where a dude says something close to, I'm a dude playing a dude who thinks he's another dude. And this dude doesn't actually know what the quote from that dude was. Okay, and dude does not in fact mean an infected hair on an elephant's butt, right? That's a childhood thing. That, yes, okay. Is that mentioned here? From the 1870s. to the 1960s. A dude meant a dandy. Oh, okay. Meant a fancy person. Before the 60s turned it into a... Interesting. Think I'm really good at staying at the same skill level? Yes, I'm very good at wallowing in the subpar. I am the best at the bottom of the barrel. I've thought that since I was in high school, when I was on the JV team for tennis. I was like, yep, I'm top of JV here. Ain't nobody care about JV, but good enough to be the best of the worst. Okay, wait, elephant. No, you're not even gonna mention. Okay, so it is just a childhood rumor entirely, not even a. Yeah, good enough to be subpar. Which I don't know. Good enough is hard to say there. It's kind of like blaming somebody for something that's good, which is also a fun thing. I love doing that, where you say, you know, it's your fault this good thing happened. You say it with the right tone of voice and the right words, and it's just completely confusing. Sub enough to be good par is what you need. I need to be low. Yeah, you're saying I need to be below good to hit par. Yes, yes. I realize this. Just, there's a vision here. Just see that vision. I don't want to communicate it. Gosh dang it. Well, if you can't communicate it, it's not even vision. Yeah. That's like a physics thing or something, right? If you can't explain it simply, then it's not effective. It's not good enough. That's not good enough. Drinks all around. That's not good enough. Okay. Oh. Why is the rum gone? Is that what that song is called? Why is the rum gone? Why is the rum gone? Of which I think this is one of those ones where the person who made it still replies to the comments. And yet this is like the only thing that they have on YouTube, I think. Oh, no, this is... $2018? Oh, like, where's the song? The song. There we go. The Juggling Fool, there we go. With Why Is the Rum Gone? What was starting this? What did I say here? That's not good enough. Drinks all around. That's not good enough. Drinks all around. I want to go to sleep, but they keep playing it. There we go. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. That's not good enough. Drinks all around. Okay, yeah, this is probably gonna make the Twitch unhappy with just a couple notes of Pirates of the Caribbean. It's a good franchise, though. Is it that exciting to watch them play Loop Walker? If we're talking about grid-based, colorful roguelikes, where the strategy didn't feel like it was coming fully through. At least for me. So, we're probably on different paths here. And I do... Well, okay, even grid-based, colorful strategy roguelikes that have an infinite loop in them. So, yeah, it is an endless loop. Yeah, if they hit the point of the strategy of it resets it and you get a nice infinite loop. Okay, what the fluffin' heck was I doing? I did a thing and then I undid a thing and then I was trying to figure out the... I don't know, do the buttons need to disappear at some point? Which might need to be, like, after you hit a certain score? Because I think Loot Plot ran into that a little bit. Well, and that's like Backpack Hero. You just continue to add items, but then you have, like, the... I mean, you can remove items. Maybe, yeah, I wish people would stop playing my game. That's, just feel lucky. You're lucky if you have people that would, not stop playing it. Yeah, I've only had that happen the once. Where it's like I gave a friend a little balance game I made and they played it for like 20 minutes. Of which it's, you know, a couple of... Gonna go play with the toys instead. Oh yeah, how was day 1 of work? Wait, what is the job? I would guess some kind of software thing, if it's a 9 to 5. And also if there's a... If you know how to do game development, but... That might be a little presumptuous, I don't know. They're masterminding GPT. Like, actually? Just a different product. So, actually doing, like, work with AI? That's kind of neat. Like, generative AI stuff. Oh, forklift certified. Okay. That has a 9 to 5? I just kind of assume that software and, like, office jobs are 9 to 5, and then everything else is not a 9 to 5. At least because I'm thinking of like a retail job or something that's pretty, or, you know, somewhat random on its hours. Yeah, that was a job I managed to miss. I just started in high school with a software job. And then just failed my way upward to where I'm at now. Okay, what was I messing with? A furnace and barbecue company. Interesting. As in making furnaces and barbecues? Or making bits and like parts and pieces that go in furnaces and barbecues? This sounds somewhat related to me because they're fire, but they also sound somewhat different to me. Oh, installing furnaces and barbecues. Okay. Yeah, so installing fire equipment. Is that also like chimney sweep? Does it get like... Because I also don't know all the... how far the extent of fire stuff is related there. I'm just thinking of chimney sweep because of Mary Poppins. Chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim chiroo. Congrats on your freedom. Congrats on them losing and not playing the game anymore. Or maybe winning. I suppose they could have won, and especially if it took that long. Okay, I was gonna make the buttons deletable. That's the next thing. That might be a bit more interesting. So you can place the button, you can't move the button, and then had to convince them to stop playing. Well, that's a good spot to be at. If only I could be so lucky. I don't know, that little ball bouncing roguelike I made. I see, but I find this interesting, that's the thing, so. So now counting vent pipes and furnaces instead of magic cards or chocolate or pizza ingredients. I'm assuming those are previous jobs. Magic cards and chocolate and pizza ingredients, so. Hired to work on my games, only have one pipe right now. Yeah, I would need to be making a lot more money to bring anybody else on to the nonsense that I have created. Yeah, and even when I was working with a friend on a game, there was no pay involved there at all. I've been kind of tempted to hire an editor though, because if I could get some Twitch clips, that would get my content out a little more. To get some more eyeballs on the stream, so that I can have yet more people judging me for my poor decisions. Wait a second, maybe this is not what I want. I think I just would ideally like a stream of chat messages, but I think I need to be doing some more interesting content for how much is the charge for counting pipes in the game? Or rather, how much is the charge for counting pipes? Which I think is basically asking how much do you get paid, right? Which I think is maybe not something you need to air on a stream necessarily, but I know it's a good thing to talk about with coworkers and stuff. I always find it odd that there's such a pay gap between men and women, where I'm like, I feel like it would be easier for the bookkeeping to just pay a certain job title a certain amount, but maybe I'm weird for thinking that, simplifying things and treating people better is easier. Yeah, okay, that is a pretty good answer, though. As much as you can get away with. I'm quite gullible. Is this the, look, it says gullible on the ceiling. I know there's a rose doodle thing. And then in the scene that they had, like the actual VTuber, home scene, there was gullible written on the ceiling just to, just to make it true. I'm also not gonna deny that. I am quite trusting. Yeah, look, I got a lot more in terms of scale, heavy data analytics. The internet pipes. The internet is a series of pipes. Okay, now I'm just yapping. Okay, the idea was to get rid of the buttons. So when you click on a button, instead of moving it, so when you right click on a button, it should, and now it's 8 o'clock easily, just because of practically web dev. Could rename the Twitch account to Gullible and no one would notice. Well, okay, now we gotta check and see if Gullible is in fact accessible. Oh wait, well, I could either check it here or there. Just got a Gullible Giant, a Gullible Librarian. Gullibles with 2,000 followers. Gullible spelled wrong with an X. Really? Nobody has Gullible as a name? Gnullable? Yeah, okay, with the N there. Making it look more like Nullable. That's a fun name. Not that I would want to change what I have, but Nullable is kind of fun. Is the most gullible streamer I've seen. Well, good to know that I'm not the most gullible. I've heard a fair amount of D's nuts jokes. Yeah, I do get pretty trusting with links, which is probably not a good idea, but I try to be somewhat conscientious of that. Well, I think it's links in terms of like, hey, come play my itch.io game, because I'm like, there's somebody who found me and is sending me a link. This is gonna be hard for them to be like super malicious, I think. Oh, okay, this is where I added the and this is the switching out the held item and the. So if I, so that's picking up the button, but otherwise I could do the. If I do the game object, that's just gonna be the. How about hit collider parent? That might be high enough. Okay, so then if I just destroy the button. Wait, because am I also nulling the grid space in the button for maximum confusion? Watch you getting trolled by Australians so they convince their drop bears are real. That's hilarious. I mean, Australia is a crazy place.
Koalas?
And yes, it is
Drop bears very
koalas,
dangerous. They
basically.
drop from above and maul your face off?
For some reason, I thought this was a joke. People had talked about drop bears being terrifying, and then the whole joke was actually drop bears with koalas. So that's what I thought. So we go and raid this Australian streamer,
We were telling Matcher about drop bears.
and he was like, "Oh yeah, drop bears."
I
are
was like,
actually
I've seen a good
terrifying."
number of critters here. Now, okay, do they have a? I was like, yeah, it sure looks like a koala. There we go. That's a drop bear, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, where's the artistic renditions of a drop bear? Yeah, it was like definitely some kind of cryptid. It's like the rock slide boulder. That was that's the like one of the cryptids that my friend really liked, and I was like, okay, yeah, no, that's a pretty good, pretty derpy. Yeah, it's just a fish that lives on a mountain. It's like it's literally a landslide, but no, instead, big old fish that comes rolling down a mountain. It's just a silly idea. It's such a silly idea for a critter. It's like a trap, except for falling into the trap. You're
Just imagine a
it's
really
at the top.
fucked up evil
Okay, no, we don't
koala.
need.
They don't
The Pacific Northwest tree octopus. Well, I hadn't heard. See, now we're just looking at cryptids and stuff, and although, how about I hit you with a squibbin? Yeah, I was gonna say the future is wild. There's some that was what they oh, is that all they did? There's no video. Yeah, there we go. Man, I love the future's wild. I'm bummed that it only had like the ones. They did do the kids show, which I've never seen the kids show, but yeah, okay, this is making it look more like spaghetti monster things or something. But it was basically saying that the squids that would evolve enough to go live in trees and use their tentacles to swing around in the trees. That's what I was thinking doing for like the like doing ocean critter fan art was the one of the critters that they had in Futures Wild is essentially just a colony of jellyfish that turns into a raft, and then they use like they make a sail to cruise around on the oceans as just a colony of jellyfish. This makes me want to rewatch this. It's so good. There's so many neat critters and stuff. Yeah, it's funny, this grassland rattleback. I was just watching a thing about pangolins. Definitely got some similar vibes. Yeah, jackalopes are the most believable. I know that one's partially because of like the rabbits actually having things growing out of their heads. That's like a disease or something. Okay. Did I get it so that the ball can, or the button can be deleted? Okay, so let's see how that feels. I think that might make it a little easier to change your strategy without, well, you still have to commit to where the buttons are placed, and then you don't get that button back, so. You're gonna head out. Yeah, I was like, it's always this time where I'm like, okay, let's. Do you want to go raid real quick? Because I am kind of calling it quits here too. I wanted to call it quits early and get some sleep early. I could go do some Mafia-thon. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that means. Or some iShow speed hanging out in America. Yeah, these are clearly the biggest things that they want you to be watching right now, I'm assuming. Oh, is anybody even here? Is always the question. And the answer is, who knows? Because it's going to give me all sorts of responses, ranging from like 2 to 5 or something. 3. Yeah, see, and then it jumps up to 5. It's like, I don't know. But before everybody gets too tired and goes to bed, I want to be too tired and go to bed before everybody. I'm the old man. I'm going to bed first. You can't beat me to bed even if it's 2 in the morning. Nude? Doing some more nude stuff. Some more Solomon Gumball. Some more Captain Crabs with it looks like Story Seasons. Let's go over here again. This looks like such a neat pile of nonsense.
So we're gonna start with 0, 0.
And then I will. Hey, I don't know if I'll come back tomorrow. I really do need to get some groceries. I probably should go get a haircut. And then I can be fully prepared for Down to Jam over the weekend. Yeah, because I don't know what I want to stream either. Maybe that's a good idea. Maybe I'll go be an adult and do chores tomorrow.
If
So maybe no stream tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I might get too interested in more streaming.
X is greater than or equal to 0.
Okay, and then I will bump up the volume on my end. But at any rate, I'll be back on Friday at the latest to do Down to Jam. So yeah, may or may not be streaming the next 2 days.
Not be doing this week.
For chores and stuff.
If we
Okay.
felt like suffering.
Goodbye, good night. Thanks for
But
stopping
we're
by.
not gonna.
Have fun sleeping. Bye.